Hello, welcome back. Happy Wednesday. Since it's Wednesday, we are again talking about a muscular dysfunction, although today it's not so much a muscular dysfunction so much as a joint dysfunction / postural issues. We're going to be talking about lower back pain. This is something that I feel like 90% of the population struggles with. Personally, I have had lower back pain pretty much as far as I can remember. I have scoliosis. I have a naturally lordotic spine, which means I have a consistent anterior pelvic tilt no matter how hard I try to work on it. So I am no stranger to lower back pain. Now, and I know in most videos I give like a big overview and education as to why it happens, what can cause it, etc. In this case, I'm not going to be doing that because there could be like almost a million reasons why we have low back pain. It's very prevalent. There's a lot of causes. However, the most common generally are muscular imbalances and poor posture. So how do we improve it? As of course addressing those postural issues. If you haven't already, I really suggest checking out my Desk Dwellers routine and posture education video. That's going to be super helpful for just addressing your entire posture all over, because guess what? It's all chained. Your head down to your toes completely affects your posture. Also, we're going to work on strengthening the core, especially the transverse abdominis and the internal obliques. So let's talk real quick about the core unit. And what I mean when I'm talking about our abs and our core. So there are two layers. Think of it like, you got one layer here and then one on the inside, and then your organs and your spine are all in the center, obviously. So your outermost layer is your rectus abdominis and your external obliques. These are the muscles you see. This is what we would call maybe your six pack, if you have one. I don't, but if you do, good for you. So these are the nice to look at muscles. There are yummy ab muscles. Unfortunately, however, they don't really do too much for our posture and our spine. The ab muscles that are responsible for our posture are our transverse abdominis, that's that innermost layer, and our internal obliques. They're right underneath those external obliques, just like the name implies. So these are what provide your spine and your pelvis with stability. This is what is important for your posture. This is what I like to refer to as your corset. So a little bonus here, if we work our transverse abdominis and it gets nice and tightened up, that's actually what's going to help and flatten that tummy, not a whole bunch of crunches like we think. So we're going to be working a little bit in exercises today that are going to be working our transverse abdominis as well as our internal obliques. And all you will need is a exercise ball. I like to use a bender ball, such as this one. Oh, upside down. I like to use a bender ball. I just like the squish of this one, but you can use any exercise or Pilates ball. You can even use a playground ball. It just has to have a little bit of squish and stability. So if you are using like a kickball or a playground ball, let a little bit of air out so that it has a little bit of that give. You can also use a really thick pillow or even a rolled up towel. So this routine is just going to be 6 quick exercises. I want you to do this as often as you can. You can do it every single day, absolutely, without, overworking yourself or hurting yourself. But if that's too much for you, at least 2 to 3 times a week, preferably. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead, head on back here. So most of the exercises today, we're going to be working on our pelvic imprint. A lot of the times that low back pain is caused by an anterior pelvic tilt, meaning that our pelvis is tilted anteriorly and sticking our butt out essentially. And that causes your lower vertebrae, your lumbar vertebrae, to grind together in a way that they are not supposed to. They're not designed to. So we're going to be focusing on really working everything in that nice posterior pelvic tilt, working on that nice pelvic imprint today to strengthen up those muscles. So go ahead and roll on down here for me. We're just going to start with some pelvic rocks, very basic exercise here. And I'm laying on the floor. My knees are bent, my feet are flat. I want you to imagine you have a marble right here on your belly button. As you exhale, you're going to tilt that pelvis up towards the sky. Imagine your marble rolling up towards your chest. As you inhale, you're going to come back to neutral. You're going to find that slight space underneath your back and the floor. Your marble is going to go right back to its starting position. Perfect. Let's go ahead and do 10 of those. Exhaling as we tuck, inhaling to neutral. halfway there. Focus on that breathing. Two more here, and then we're gonna go ahead and bring it up to a seated position. Last one. Perfect. Okay, keep those knees bent, feet flat on the floor. We're just gonna come right up into a nice seating position here. I want you to take those arms straight out in front, nice and in line with those shoulders. We're gonna go for a little half roll down. So same thing here, we're gonna start with that pelvic imprint. We're gonna tuck. We're gonna tuck that pelvis down. We're gonna roll like one vertebrae at a time till we get to about this 45-degree angle. We have that nice C curve with our spine. And we're gonna go ahead, bring it back up. Stack that spine nice and tall. We're gonna do 10 of those. Exhale back with me. Inhale up and stack. Perfect. Exhale back. Taking that gaze down to that pubic bone. Find that nice C curve with your spine and inhale. Stack that spine back up nice and tall. Take that C curve all the way up to your cervical spine, meaning your chin is tucked. You're feeling that in the back of your neck as well. Halfway there. Really hollow that belly out each time. It's like you're taking that belly button to your spine. All right, so that was our half roll down. We're gonna go ahead and do a full roll down here. So I want you to extend your legs out. You can take those legs about hip width apart if that is easier for you. We're gonna go ahead and do that same exact motion. We're gonna be rolling one vertebrae at a time all the way down to laying. I might need to move my ball out of the way. Here we go. We're only gonna be doing 5 of these because they are a little longer, they're a little more intense, but I want you to start same way here. Sit up nice and tall, arms are straight out overhead. Nice deep breath, and exhale, go ahead, roll it on down one vertebrae at a time. Fight gravity here. Go really slowly, don't let yourself just plop right down. Go ahead, take those arms up overhead as you come all the way down. And as we go back up, I want you to take a nice inhale here to rest. And exhale, lift those arms, we're gonna tuck. Same thing here, rolling back up, tuck that chin, move into that C curve. Squeeze those glutes, keep those feet flat on the floor. Once you come up to seated, stack it up nice and tall and inhale. Perfect, 4 more there. Really take this slow and controlled. Don't use momentum on the way down. Don't use momentum on the way up. more here. Last one. Okay, go ahead, grab that bender ball. We're gonna take just a little bit here. I want you to pinch it and tuck that right underneath your glutes, just like you've got this cute little bright green bunny tail here. Arms come straight out in the front. Seems to be a theme today. Knees are bent and feet are flat on the floor. We're gonna go for a little earthquake ab. This time you're not going to be tucking at all. I want you to keep that back perfectly neutral, perfectly flat. We're just going to hinge back slowly. I want you just to go to the point where you start to feel those abs shake. Perfect. Once you find it, you know, and go ahead, bring it back up. We're gonna do 9 more of those. So what we're doing in this position is we're lengthening the abs because we're keeping our back nice and straight. We're not going into a forward flexion. We're not crunching them up like you wouldn't have crunched, hence the name. We're lengthening the abs against gravity. That's what's giving you that little shake there. And that's what makes these exercises so effective. In a traditional crunch, you can only go up so far. You can't go back because you're on the floor. But by using the bender ball, we can lengthen those abs against gravity. We can add a little extra exercise in ways that our body has not felt it before. Halfway there, 5 more. We've got 1 more exercise after this, and then we're gonna go ahead and take a nice stretch. Two more here. Last one. All right, last exercise, we're gonna do that same thing, but we're gonna add on a little rotation so that we're working those internal obliques. Hands come up by your ears, not behind your head, because otherwise we tend to pull the head forward far too much. I want you to keep your hands or your fingers just floating by your ears. Come back into that earthquake ab position, find that shake, and rotate, take that elbow down to the floor, bring it back to center. Go ahead, other direction, take that elbow down towards the floor, back to center. Let's go ahead, do 4 more sets like that. Make sure you're coming back to center each time. Shoulder blades are staying back and down where they belong. 2 more sets here. Last one. All right, we're gonna go ahead and take a nice stretch now. Grab that bender ball 1 more time. We're gonna go ahead, put it on our back right underneath those shoulder blades. I want you to go ahead, just lay down on it. Oh, stretch open all of those core muscles that you just used, as well as your upper back. It tends to get really tight when we have lower back pain because we spend a lot of time hunched over. Nice deep breath. You're welcome to move it around a little bit where you find it comfortable. All right, and when you're ready, go ahead, come on back. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for exploring some movement with me today. I hope that you find this helpful for your lower back pain. If you do, by all means, please leave me a like. Please subscribe, hit that bell. It really helps me so much with my channel. And if you want some more fitness tips, trigger point videos, as well as some short show and go workouts, you can always find me on Instagram. I will leave my handle down below, and it is also in my cover photo up at the top of my channel. So thank you again so much. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you again on Sunday.